Sophie, the Countess of Wessex, is not like normal royals. Unlike the prim and proper look that most in her family always seem to dress in, Sophie has a style that's the envy of even the savviest fashion critics. By all accounts, Prince Edward and Sophie, Countess of Wessex's wedding in 1999 was a smaller affair in comparison to the weddings of Prince William and Kate Middleton or Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. However, it was just as regally stunning and crowd-awing as any other royal wedding. The guest list of 550 was primarily family, and the dress code was mixed elegance. Throngs of people gathered in the streets to see the prince and his new wife, who looked like a dream in her silk and organza wedding dress. The V-neck, hand-dyed gown was designed by Samantha Shaw and was detailed with 325,000 pearl beads. Even Elizabeth Emanuel, the designer who created Princess Diana's wedding dress, had something to say about the stunning gown. The dress was a bit of a surprise for me. I thought she would go for something more tailored or A-line, but it was very flowing and soft. It was very much a personal choice of dress. Sophie accompanied the dress with a diamond tiara borrowed from the monarch, pearl jewelry designed by her husband as a gift, and a cathedral-length silk train, and her cascading white bouquet was the cherry on top of the whole look. Sophie, Countess of Wessex, wore a stunning pink hat with ostrich feathers to the 2018 Royal Ascot, and again in 2021 for the same event. The second time, she paired it with a purple floral skirt designed by Susanna, a pale pink top, and matching Prada shoes for a free-flowing feminine look. The fluffy mauve beauty in question was designed by Jane Taylor, a popular hat designer based in London.
A combination like this it is holy and sexy all at once.
Sophie has been known to show off dramatic feather hats from this designer, as she did on Commonwealth Day in 2012, and again for Queen Elizabeth II's funeral in 2022. Jane Taylor's millinery even posted about the hat for the monarch's funeral and described how Sophie had it specially made to honor the Queen, which resembled her wedding bouquet in 1947. In June 2022, Sophie showed up to day 2 of the Royal Ascot, sporting yet another product of millinery magic with a stunning blue hat. The dramatic design is exactly what one imagines when we think of royal fashion at the races. The decorative fascinator was complemented by blue roses under the brim, a dramatic yet modest look. Though she is known for experimenting with new high-end fashion choices, Sophie has also had fun with classic British staples. In one example, she and her eldest daughter, Lady Louise, show off some country flair during their carriage ride at the 2018 Royal Windsor Horse Show. Sophie and Kate Middleton apparently have the same Hicks and Brown fedora, though Kate's is a deep royal blue and Sophie's is more of a sand color. Alice Leet Cook, founder of Hicks and Brown, said, "Sophie bought her hat from us a couple of years ago. We were at a horse show in Windsor when she came to the stand and bought it herself. We are thrilled that she clearly loves it so much." Second to tweed, this fit is as British as you can get. The hunting-inspired aesthetic often features pheasant feathers, hats, boots, earthy colors, and layers such as gloves and overcoats. The style has been a popular choice since the Victorian era, but is no longer used for actual hunting thanks to modern-day camouflage. We don't see bomber jackets very often in the royal fashion circuit, so you may be surprised to learn that Sophie has a few choice leather pieces in her closet. With leather styles trending for fall 2022 and winter 2023, don't be surprised if you see her in this piece again. Sophie also rocked a leather dress when she visited the Brainwave charity in 2022, which was on trend with the dark academia aesthetic. Despite the care she put into the layered autumnal look, she apparently slipped up when she removed her coat to show off the outfit. According to royal protocol expert Dana Barrowman, female figures of the royal family are expected to keep their coats on at social events, as disrobing in public is perceived as distasteful according to royal protocol. When she's not dressed up in fluffy hats, elegant gowns, or sparkling tiaras, the Countess of Wessex wears street clothes and gets her hands dirty like the rest of us. In June of 2022, she took a shovel in hand to plant a rose bush on behalf of the late Duke of Edinburgh. She's also fed lambs and helped children learn to garden, so she's proven she's not afraid to exert herself in muddy surroundings. Her involvement in potentially messy activities extends beyond brief appearances in gardens too. The Countess is very active and enjoys participating in physical challenges, including biking and hockey. When asked by BBC Radio 5 Live about how the coronavirus lockdowns impacted her activities, she said, I'm in better shape. I OD'd on online exercise classes through my gym. They went completely online. In 2016, she joined a 450-mile biking event to raise money for charity.
I think if you'd asked me a few months ago that I would be able to do 60 miles, I think I probably would have laughed.
She was perfectly stylish in a neon blue windbreaker and told BBC she had the time of her life. If you told me that I would feel like this at the end of 7 days cycling, I would never have believed you. I do feel good, and it has been a lovely, lovely experience. Sophie's red carpet look is one of our favorite outfits on this list. When it comes to formal attire, she's a fan of statement dresses. She wore a form-fitting emerald dress to the premiere of Sulphur and White in 2020, along with a stunning pair of nude Jimmy Choos. The outfit reportedly cost her more than $1,600. She wore the dress again in 2022 while attending the Commonwealth Games opening ceremony. So at least she's getting her money's worth. The dress, made by designer Gal Van London, was perfectly on trend for its emerald green color and elegant minimalism, both of which were big in 2022. Speaking about the color, trend expert Dana Isom Johnson said, "Symbolizing harmony and growth, along with royalty and refinement, emerald green is the perfect color to remind us to find balance in 2022. A photo taken during the 100th anniversary celebration of the British Royal Air Force in 2018 is great for several reasons. It's impressive how in sync Sophie and Camilla, Queen Consort, are with their outfits. It's said that the color white can inspire confidence and even courage, as well as innocence, cleanliness, and new beginnings. Both women also don pearl earrings, pins attached to their left shoulders, and hats with similarly curled ribbon displays. This wasn't the only time the two ladies showed up with perfectly coordinated styles. The two royals also appeared at the Queen's funeral with matching bags. Even at Camilla Parker Bowles and then Prince Charles's wedding in 2005, the Countess wore similar fashion accessories as the bride. At the ceremony, Sophie topped her outfit off with a gray crocodile skin-style hat, which featured a fan of pheasant feathers, similar to Camilla's bridal fascinator. This level of outfit coordination makes one wonder whether they just get lucky twinning with each other or whether they actually plan ahead of time. Sophie showed up to the 2022 Royal Ascot in a whimsical floral outfit, looking like a lovely flower herself. Overall, the look is a great garden party outfit, almost Alice in Wonderland in essence. Though the dress is very eye-catching, Sophie's headpiece is really what draws the eye the most. On top of her head, a rose-like fascinator is set up as the ideal conversation starter, a piece of art compared to her other hats at the event. With so many colors and so much movement, it's hard to tear your gaze away. According to the Kentucky Derby website, the tradition of fancy gowns and even fancier hats is about as old as the event itself. They said, "The organizers knew that part of creating allure for the event would be positioning it as a fashion event, so the dress code required full morning dress in following the European standard for men and women from the start. Cue the start of a long tradition of almost costume-like dress-up for the races, one which the world still enjoys today." Though Sophie enjoys showing off boots and sandals seasonally, it seems her preferred shoe is the pump. She wears a matching pair to almost every event, so it's safe to assume she probably owns heels in all kinds of fun colors. When she doesn't have the perfect matching shade, she usually turns to coordinate neutrals like beige, gray, white, and nude to draw attention upward toward whatever statement dress she donned that day. You might be wondering how the Countess manages to strut around the cobblestone streets of London in heels all day without collapsing. According to Kendall Jenner, another celebrity who lives in high heels, the secret to avoiding sore feet in heels is to move continuously. She said, "Yeah, it's kind of painful. I'll be honest. I switch off from one foot to another a lot." With this knowledge, and maybe some comfy gel inserts, there's no reason you can't also rock pumps like a royal too.
I can't believe I'm going to say this. I will go clubbing with Claire. I will attempt a hairdo. I will wear high heels.
Until now, we've spent a lot of time talking about dresses, hats, and other apparel, but Sophie's awesome handbags deserve an entire section of their own. From funny to elegant and everything in between, the Countess has a clutch for every occasion and mood. One of her bags reads Paparazzi, Britannia Rolls, and Flying the Flag for Fashion, looking almost like a British magazine cover merged with the nation's flag. Sophie brought the patriotic purse along to the opening of a new special education school in 2010 and brings a striking pop of color on top of her all-black suit. Apparently, the Countess's favorite bag designer is Sophie Habsburg for guaranteed unique styles. One fashion expert said, Sophie Habsburg's bags experiment with unusual materials such as straw and raffia and also include elements of ethnic embroidery, leather fringe, and ikat fabric. These designs may perhaps be too unconventional for other British royal women, but the kooky prints match the unpretentious vibe.